Today we have a very special guest that I'm very excited for you all to meet. So, I'd like you to welcome in, join to the stage, Mr. Ali A. There he is.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Please take a seat. Welcome.
Lovely to be here. How's everyone doing? Good? Nice.
Beautiful. So, Ali,
yes.
We're here to have a little chat about lots and lots of wonderful things to say. And we're going to start off by diving a little bit into your career, diving a little bit into what life was like before Ali A. The Ali before the A, as it were. So I'd just like you to offer some background into what it was like for you getting started as a content creator. What was that sort of journey, that initial journey into content creation like for you?
I started ages ago. I think it's coming up to like 12 years ago when I started first putting out content on YouTube. And I was, I think, doing my GCSEs or just about to go into sixth form, doing my A-levels. And it was still a very small space and a niche thing to do, playing games and making videos and putting them on YouTube. It was weird. I didn't talk about it very much, but when I was doing my A-levels, I had maybe a few thousand subscribers, and whilst I was revising and studying, my channel actually really started to take off. And at the time, I was doing a lot of Call of Duty videos, and I was seeing this huge growth. And then had the opportunity to earn a little bit of money off of the views that I was getting on YouTube as well. And weirdly enough, back then, actually earning any money from YouTube, especially through gaming, it was almost impossible. But I got my parents to sign a contract, I think I was too young, that allowed me to earn a bit of money through a partner, a network on YouTube. And I started to earn a little bit of money. And then when I finished my A-levels, I think I left sixth form with maybe 100,000 subscribers. So I'd grown a lot in that space, that year or two that I was in sixth form doing my A-levels. And the decision was, do I go to university or do I try this YouTube thing? And I wanted to do maths at university. And I didn't get into any of the universities I want to, because I was probably spending a bit too much time focusing on YouTube. But I had the opportunity at least to say, well, look, I can try YouTube for a year, and if it doesn't work, then at least I've tried it, and I can go to a university. And I've always loved maths, and I think that's helped with my YouTube journey as well, with how numbers-driven it is. And yeah, tried YouTube full-time for that year, and I think a year, 2 years later, I'd hit 1 million subscribers, and it's grown from there. So I've been doing YouTube full time for like 10 to 12 years, which is kind of crazy.
It's a wild thing to think about. So obviously, you know, lots of young members in the audience here, and I'm sure that many of them either want to go into content creation or already in content creation. So for you trying to, you know, juggle school and content, what's it like trying to keep that balance, and what are some tips that you perhaps could offer to our
I think it's really it's good looking back, actually. I think I'd always put schoolwork first, and consider, especially when you're growing or starting, that it is a hobby. It's a really fun hobby. I think creating content, you learn a lot of skills. I self-taught myself editing, using Photoshop, even just the equipment I needed to set up and record. A lot of consoles now have it built in, and PCs. It's a lot easier than it was, to be fair, back in the day when I was doing it. But as long as you're focusing, especially if you are in school, on school first, getting that done, come home, smash out your homework, and you know you've got your free time now, it's up to you what you want to do, then you can start diving deeper into content creation. And one thing I always say is that even just giving content creation a go, if you don't come out of it, you know, with millions of subscribers, which is it's not an easy thing to do, at least you come out with some fantastic skills. And as I said, like, I self-taught editing, Photoshop, and all of those are invaluable in many workspaces, not just content creation.
Definitely. And another one of the skills that you sort of pick up is marketing. You're marketing yourself out there on the internet to the you know, the thousands and thousands of, or nowadays millions of people who follow you out there. So for you, what was, you know, building that Ali A brand? What was it like to do that? What are some things that you felt helped you stand out from other content creators, you know, back then and even now today? What are some things that you feel helped distinguish yourself from everyone else out there?
Being a content creator and a YouTuber specifically is a funny one because there's so many angles to it. As you said, you've got to market yourself, you've got to be good on camera, you need to know how to edit, create good thumbnails for your videos as well is hyper important. So there's so many angles. And I think the core thing that it comes down to is knowing what your strengths are and really playing into those as much as possible. When it comes to being a creator, you can be really, really good at gaming, and that can be the thing that makes you stand out. I'd say the older I've gotten, the worse I've gotten at games.
The hands go. The hands go. Like.
But I love being on camera and talking to people, and when you create YouTube videos, you're telling a story at the same time as well. So I think if you're giving it a go, or if there's anything I've learned in terms of marketing yourself, is putting your strengths forwards and really playing into those. And that changes and adapts over time as well. And my online brand and social media presence is kind of an extension of that. So whatever I'm enjoying, whatever I feel like I'm good at and people want to follow me for, I try and have that permeate throughout everything else that I'm doing and sharing online as well.
Definitely. I mean, you have 3 YouTube channels now. You have your main channel.
Yes.
You have More Allier.
Yeah.
You have Allier Gaming, which is obviously your dedicated COD channel. Your TikTok as well.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot.
How do you find the balance? How do you balance doing all those things with living your life as well?
Yeah, I think there's sometimes a perspective that being a content creator or YouTuber, it comes across as very easy and maybe doesn't take much time, which is fantastic. I want my videos to come across like it's really simple and easy, but it takes up a lot of time, and managing all of those is vast. And I think if anyone's starting out, it's almost, you don't want to look at someone of my size, for example, and think, well, I need to run a TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, 3 channels. It's too much. It's all about scaling, right? And when you feel comfortable with that thing that you're doing first, and you know you're running it really well, move on to the next thing. I obviously didn't start with 3 channels. I started with 1. And when I felt really confident running my first channel, I was like, okay, I've got some time here. I'm going to make a second channel. And that's sort of the premise of anything I do, is when I feel comfortable and I really know the structure and the timings behind what I'm doing, and I've got that free time, then I start filling it with additional things. Like, I'm at a point now where I'm really heavily working on the team that I have supporting me for content. So I've got a content manager, editors for every single channel, thumbnail designers, ideas people. So I've got a really big team, so I can focus on just turning the camera on, recording the videos, and then everything else I can send out to people. And obviously when you start out, you probably have to do everything yourself, just like I did. So it's a case of scaling that up and knowing how to scale things up. Like, as we going back originally, if you're in school, coming home from school, doing your homework, playing with your friends, whatever it is, and then if you've got that time, you can start building a channel, creating content, having fun, and the more free time you have, you can start really dedicating the right amount of time to doing the right amount of things, starting small and then growing.
It's beautiful. And what are, for those who are looking to get into content creation, looking to, expand on their content creation already, what are some perhaps other tips that you can offer to those people, apart from obviously working to manage your time?
Yes. It may sound silly, but I really don't think it is. I think for me, planning ahead, really, really important. And even if you're starting out and uploading videos for fun, if you've got some sort of schedule that you can write in, well, I want to put this video out on Friday, and it's Monday, you have a goal, you have a target, and it starts becoming easier to work into your routine and structure, and you know what you're aiming for, and you can start setting targets. I know when I first started out, it was just like, I'd wake up, what video am I going to make today? And I just make something up. Whereas now I'm planning content weeks and weeks and weeks in advance. And I think that's something that can be applied to anyone at any level. Not only gives you more time to think about the idea, execute the idea better, but give structure to everything you're doing as well.
It's beautiful. Thank you for that. I want to turn to your content itself a little bit, because you very much came up on your main channel as a Call of Duty player, and at some point must have been core, what, 2018, 2017, 2018?
Yes. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Call of Duty wasn't there anymore. There was Fortnite. And, you know, for you, who built most of your brand, or I'd say, most of your brand on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
What was it like making that decision to transition over to Fortnite? And, you know, because obviously you can say, oh yeah, well, you know, the numbers were good. Fortnite was the hot thing at the time. I mean, it still is a hot thing. And the numbers are good, so I'm just going to go do that. But there's definitely more to it. I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah. There's two angles to this, and it's like, I built my channel on Call of Duty, and it comes back to, you know, focusing on what you're good at and also really enjoy. And I really enjoyed Call of Duty, and I would, you know, I'd follow every piece of news, every update, every game release. I was there, you know, minute one, uploading content, making sure I was first. And the transition point between Call of Duty and Fortnite at that time came at a point where Call of Duty had a few weak game releases, and I personally just wasn't enjoying it as much. I think when you play any game for years and years and years, you get to a point where it just doesn't seem quite as fun anymore. So content-wise, like, my views were definitely down. They weren't in a great place, and then this game called Fortnite came along. And the funny thing is, me and my now wife, Claire, we saw a trailer for this game, Fortnite, and I was like, wow, they're merging building and shooting. It's like merging COD and Minecraft. That's really weird. We put a note in our diary to play it when it was when the Fortnite first came available. That day came and went, completely forgot about it. And when I saw a few Fortnite videos pop up in my feed and I started watching them, I'm like, these are actually really entertaining. These are very watchable. I'm going to give it a go. So I gave it a go, had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but instantly saw that the videos were doing really, really well, and a lot of skills I could take over to that game. It was my first ever BR game, actually, Battle Royale game, but I had the skills and ability in gaming skills from Call of Duty, but also I had all the previous knowledge of how to make videos, and I think that really helped. And I think I did something called Fortnite Friday initially, where it was like a Fortnite video each Friday. And I'm like, they're doing so well, and I'm playing this game so much, I'm just going to keep on uploading it even more. And I know when you look at other creators that you know for Fortnite now, they often say, like, I was one of the first people that was like, I'm going all in on Fortnite, like, I'm just going to commit to this. And it wasn't an easy decision to transition away, but the audience made that transition. A lot of them made that transition with me. I've got my COD channel now as like a nice, fun channel, because I still do enjoy jumping on COD as well. And yeah, the rest is history. Fortnite's been huge. It's been like 4 years now, maybe more, which is crazy. And yeah, I still really enjoy it, which is the main thing.
Yeah, I think one of the things that Epic does really well with Fortnite is they always keep it fresh. It's always evolving. There's always something new.
Yeah, they're so good at that. It honestly keeps surprising me how good it is.
So, like, what's your favorite thing about Fortnite? What is it that really, like, grips you to it?
Oh, I love the art style. Like the team that sat down were like, this is the direction we want to have for this game. This merge of like cartoony, super colorful, actually translates really well across to YouTube. Your thumbnails on YouTube, which is like the preview image you get before you click, you want them to be colorful, you want them to stand out. So Fortnite really fits that instantly with its color palette. And the other funny thing is, going back to that transition between Call of Duty and Fortnite, is that an average Call of Duty game maybe lasts like 4 to 6 minutes. So if you upload a single game, you've got a 4 to 6 minute video. Whereas a Battle Royale game in Fortnite can last, like, on average, like 20 minutes. And YouTube heavily focuses on the retention, how long you're watching a video for. So if you're watching half of a Call of Duty video, you're watching for 2 or 3 minutes. But if you're watching half of a Fortnite video, you're watching for 10 minutes. So Fortnite, as a game, accidentally almost really fits YouTube's formula of what they want as content on their platform, which is fantastic. But it's just so fun. It's really satisfying. Everything about it, the visualization of the numbers, when you're dealing damage, the shields, everything just looks so good. It's so fun. As you say, they update the game literally every week. Well, every 2 weeks they update the game, but they put out new content every week. And as a result, there's always something new. Which is perfect for me making videos. There's always stuff to cover.
Just a quick one for a little bit of contention maybe.
Ooh.
Are you a no-build fan, or are you a El Clasico?
Yes. So when Fortnite first came out, I was good at the game. And then building got tougher and tougher and tougher. And it comes back to like time management and everything. And I sat there, and it was like the skill level of Fortnite was just going up and up and up. And either I could try and stay with that wave and that skill level, but it would mean I would dedicate so many hours each day to just trying to be good at building in every aspect of Fortnite. Or I'd take a step back, just, understand the fact that I wouldn't be quite as good at Fortnite as some of the other players were at the time, but I'd have more time to think about my content, build a team around me, and put that time into other places. And I'm really glad I made that decision. And coming back to the original question now, the fact that they've removed builds, the no builds mode is like, I love it. It's amazing. It's actually quite incredible how well Fortnite fits just removing a huge aspect of their game. Obviously, you can play however you want now, but I'm a no builds fan just because my building isn't that great.
No, I feel you. I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
Thinking about you taking that time and putting it into other things, there's a bit of a special project that Ali has been working on in conjunction with YouTube.
Yes.
And I would like to hear all about it.
Okay, I'll pitch you what's happening. So, really cool thing is we get to talk a little bit early today about a huge project I've been working on. As you rightly said, like for me, it's all about time management, and got to a point where I was freeing up time, and I was like, I don't want to put this time directly back into my own content. I want to try something new, bigger project, something that's bigger than me. And having been on the platform for so long, and with so many people wanting to get into the content creation space on YouTube, and that's what I feel like I'm an expert at, I wanted to create something that could help the next generation of talent on YouTube. So I've created a project called Future, which is spelt like future, but take away the F, and have lined up some of like literally the biggest content creators in the world that I consider my friends and are in the space to be a part of the show. We've officially announced myself, Lachlan, and Lil Simsy, who are all incredible, but there's more than that. There's 10 plus creators that will be a part of the show. So what is Future? So 6 p.m. today, we're going to be announcing, and our proper announcement video with all of the judges and YouTubers involved will be going out on YouTube and Future socials. But Future is a worldwide gaming content show, trying to find the next generation of content creators. And we've partnered up with YouTube for the application phase through YouTube Shorts, which is incredible. I love YouTube Shorts. Really, really good way of growing on YouTube. It's basically vertical video under 60 seconds on YouTube. And we're going to have an application phase for the next few months where people can create a YouTube short, submit it to the YouTube website, and we're going to be going ahead and reviewing all the videos that come through and then picking 10 people that will go onto the YouTube show. So the YouTube show will exist on YouTube, and all of the judges that will be announced at 6 p.m. will actually be watching the videos of the contestants that make it onto the show. And each week they'll be playing different games, they'll be doing different challenges, and hopefully really give them a huge platform to not only be watched by some of the biggest content creators in the world in the form of the judges, but also have the platform to, as the YouTube channel builds and the understanding of what YouTube is grows, we'll have loads of people watching the videos, so the content creators, the contestants on the show themselves will hopefully grow as well. And yeah, hopefully I've summarized that quite well. It's something I've been working on for a long, long time, so very excited to share it, and hopefully we ultimately see not only people creating content for the first time that were maybe unsure as to whether or not they could give it a go, and that first step is always really important, and whether or not they do or don't make it on the show have hopefully taken that step, and then the contestants that are on the show hopefully get a chance to really grow their audience and channels, which is really, really exciting.
So I think it's also, you're sort of saying about, it can be their first time dipping their toes in.
Yeah.
It's not about how long you've been a creator for or how qualified you feel you are. If you've got the talent, if you've got that spark, that's something that you're looking for. Yeah,
definitely. And I think I put out a tweet maybe a few weeks ago, I can't remember, just saying, if you're reading this, like, do you want to be a YouTube content creator? And so many people replied, and it was interesting seeing why people didn't want to give it a go or didn't feel like they could give it a go. And normally the biggest barrier is just that first step, which is just turning the camera on or giving it a go and recording something and putting it online. Like, the reality is your first ever video will not be your best video, but it's absolutely fine. Like, if I go back to my first video, it's horrible. But it's like a compounding thing where your next video will be better, your next video will be better. And yeah, it's all about just getting people started in that process and picking out people that are early on in that process that actually we see as like, wow, there is a lot of talent here. They are very good at games. They're really good at editing and putting their videos together or being on camera. And yeah, those would be the people that we take through to the actual show as well.
Do you remember what your first video was on at least on the main Ali channel, perhaps? Even if you can't.
Yeah, I do. It's not public. So it was me playing. So I'm like a massive Nintendo fanboy. So I had a Nintendo Wii, and like, games weren't online for Nintendo for ages, and then they released a few games that were their first like flagship online multiplayer games, and one of them was called Mario Strikers Charged Football. It was so good. I was addicted. I was like on forums, I was in clans, I took it so seriously. And that actually started my journey because I wanted to share these gaming highlights with other people online, be it my friends at school or people on the forums. So I started recording clips, putting it online. They're all private now. But yeah, like so many, I played Mario Football, Mario Kart, Call of Duty on the Wii, then transitioned and got a PlayStation, and it's been 12 years of making videos since then.
It's beautiful, man. Yeah, Mario Strikers was phenomenal, and obviously we're getting more Mario Football goodness.
Yes, I'm going to be addicted to that.
Are we going to be seeing plenty of content on
I'm definitely going to have to make a video
or?
on it, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Looking forward to it, man. I want to know if you can maybe tease a little bit more about who these other judges might be.
I want to ask someone in the audience, and you guys can shout out or say something. Who would you love to see as a judge that you like watching that's in the gaming YouTube space? Has anyone got any names? Yes. Ooh. I love Laserbeam. He came to London actually a few months ago and hung out with him for a little bit. I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm just going to say stay tuned because you could be right. Could be right. Anyone else want to give a go? Give a shot?
Who is some of their graders?
Ninja. Ooh, maybe. Again, I'm not going to say yes or no. Just going to let people put their ideas out there. Maybe, maybe not. Anyone else? I'll do one more. One more guess. Yes. Oh, that's a good angle. I like that. We could bring him on to be a very harsh judge. Maybe we'll make that happen.
I love this. You're already getting feedback for season 2.
Yeah, exactly. We've got someone in the back writing notes.
So once again, just to reiterate, how can people get involved in the future?
So everything is done online. So today, 6 p.m. On Yucha socials, which is at Yucha Show. Mm-hmm. So Yucha, just future without the F. And on the Yucha YouTube channel as well, we'll be putting out the announcement video, which is very, very exciting. That will send people to yucha.show, the website, where they can submit their application. And then for the next 2 months or so, there's obviously a lot of work behind the scenes, going through all of those applications and getting ready for the start of the show. On the YouTube channel, we're actually putting out judges' videos, which I'm very excited to see in their entirety, because I haven't seen all of them, where we go in-depth and interview and talk to all of the judges one-on-one about their YouTube journey, tips for creators, and more. So that will be going out on the YouTube channel as well. And then currently, around the beginning of June or so, we'll have the start of the show. And the show is not like filmed in a studio. It's all the judges in their home setups who will be reacting to the contestants, and the contestants will be making videos at home each week on different games and different challenges. And in a typical sort of show fashion, we'll be losing a contestant each week. So for 10 weeks, the show will go on until we got someone who will win. And we do also have a prize pool of $100,000 for the winner, which is incredible, which should not only hopefully And hopefully they've seen a lot of growth through the show organically on their channels and socials, but the chance to upgrade their equipment and just a fantastic prize for winning what will hopefully be an incredible show as well.
So I'm tendering my resignation. No, in all seriousness though, for you as a judge, what are some of the things that you're...
So I'm actually not a judge, which may be confusing, but all of the other YouTubers we're bringing on are judges, and I'm more of a host. I see. So I'll be sort of connecting the show together in pieces. You'll see me at the beginning of the show, but I don't want to necessarily be the person giving a score or feeling like I'm there to let this show happen and bring people together and see and create it. But the other YouTubers, the judges we're bringing on, they'll be the ones that will either be very harsh or very nice, and they'll be giving their scores, and it's also worth noting that throughout the show, the public will be able to give their scores as well, so it'll be a balancing of who leaves each week and who's doing well on the leaderboard through public votes and public opinion on the contestants and the judges as well, so I'm not allowed to actually give any scores. I'm just going to be
enjoying back.
Yeah.
Sitting back, enjoying the show.
Yeah.
We love to see it. Listen, Alier, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you this morning.
Really fun. Really fun.
Thank you so much for your time. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, Alier!